Hello, hello, and welcome to Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, everyone. We have a great
Oh,
show for you guys tonight. We're going to go ahead. We're not going to waste time. We're going to get started. It's your girl, Shalonda, known as Happy Bill. We have our girl, Kim, Miss Serious K, and Miss Kenny, Miss Queen A. And oh my God, we have some very special guests tonight. I'm so excited they're among us. One of them you might remember. He is Mr. Shahi, known as Shaw Fine. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great.
Welcome to the
Thank you. Of
show. We're so glad to
course.
have you back. And we have our main guy, Mr. Jacoby. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's do it.
So glad to have you all here tonight. We are back, fam. We are ready to get this show started. We have some exciting topics. Just hold on to your seats and get
Yes.
ready to talk among each other, but most of all, talk to us. So let's get started with our gossip tonight. We have a lot of things in store. We want to start off with our topics. I want to first mention that we have a giveaway. So y'all be sure to tune in. We want you to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page because we have a special gift for somebody that's very special. So whoever lucky subscriber that's out there, stay tuned. Something is in store for you. So,
Yes.
family, let's get started with our topics tonight. Are you guys ready?
Yes, we
Yes.
Yes.
are ready.
Yes.
And before
All
we get
righty.
started, Shalonda, we want to wish you a happy birthday. It's our
Thank
co-host birthday,
you.
so we definitely want to give a shout out to you on this Valentine's weekend. Hope it was filled with love, abundance, and miracles.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had a wonderful, wonderful birthday. I'm still celebrating. Still celebrating. And Mr. Jacoby just sung me a nice little birthday tribute. And if we have time, I may have him
It
sing it
did.
again.
Yes.
So everybody can hear his lovely voice. He's definitely gifted in singing. So thank you for that shout out and thank you for that beautiful song, Jacoby. We might just hear you again. Oh, that's right.
Right.
We have a
All
special
right.
tribute to everybody at the very end of the show from our Shaw Fine. So just hold on to your seats. So, fam, tell me about this story, T.I. and Tiny, swinger issue. So, what's going on there? What you think is going on there? I mean, first of all, let me just get my little snippet in before you guys just take over. Um, so, they're saying that just hearing a little bit about the story, they're saying that there were some sex trafficking and some just abuse when it comes to the sexual part of their partners that they've invited into their bedroom. So you have some disgruntled people that have had an experience or allegedly said they had an experience with T.I. and Tiny. And so now they're just putting it out there and they're wanting to get things settled, clear in the air. So my thing on that, as far as couples having people inside of their bedroom, that is definitely a lifestyle that people have decided. I do not and will not ever, and I can go on the record and say that nobody's gonna touch my weenie, and
You have a weenie?
I sit on the weenie that I sit on, absolutely. Whatever weenie that I claim, nobody else will
Oh,
be
it's
sitting on
a
that, and
woo woo or a weenie. It's a woo woo or weenie.
I take no pleasure in seeing somebody sit on a weenie that is
Okay.
all mine. So that is my
Okay.
sniff on that. So I'm gonna let you guys
A
give
woo
your
woo or
input
a
on that.
weenie. It's a woo woo or weenie.
And I take no pleasure in seeing somebody sit on. Seems like we're having a little feedback.
Okay.
All mine.
Yeah, we got feedback coming from somewhere.
Okay, so go ahead. We had a little feedback there, but that's okay. We're going to continue with the show. Go ahead and tell me what you think about that, Jacoby. What do you think about couples being swingers,
I
allegedly?
mean, I don't know. Like, I'm on the fence about that.
Mhm.
Like my thing is, only I'm just selfish. I'm greedy. Like, I'm not sharing you with anyone. Like, I am the
Absolutely.
threesome, right? I am the threesome.
Absolutely.
And for me, I feel like when we start having conversations about bringing someone into the bedroom, you've just told me that I alone no longer satisfy you. And so then that for me means the relationship has to go. But as it relates to T.I. and Tiny, I was doing my research last night and I was watching on YouTube this blogger, Unwind with Tasha K. And according to her source, one of the accusers is alleging that amphetamines were used during the process.
Yeah.
The amphetamine being MDMA. And the question was posed, well, you know, when the person is under this influence and they no longer can, like, you know, be lucid enough to make a decision as to what sexual act is partaken at that particular moment, does that now constitute as rape? So, like, you know, I don't know, like, I really don't know all the details to T.I. and Tiny, but I can say I do believe that there is some kind of there's some kind of nefarious behavior in the bedroom going on.
Yes.
And I think it has everything to do with the fact. Yeah, I think it has everything to do with the fact that Tiny herself, she's notorious for being extremely insecure. And only an insecure woman would, you know, permit her man to, like, pipe another chick. Like, crazy. I just wouldn't do it.
Not at all.
Good
Not
topic.
at all. I totally 100% agree with you, Jacoby. It's not happening. What do you say about that, Shafan?
I'm on the fence with the issue. I believe that the people that was interacting with T.I. and Tiny, I think that they knew what they was doing. I think they knew what they was drinking, what drugs they was taking, and I think that at the end of the day, they just came up with these accusations. But in regards to swinging, period, I personally not for it, but I do understand some people, if they're in a long-term relationship, sometimes you got to spice it up a little bit. If I was in a position where my partner said, hey, let's bring somebody into the bedroom and we're 10 years in, I wouldn't say I would be offended. It depends on how they bring it to my attention. If it's like a mature conversation, then I may think about it. Yeah, I don't know. What about you, Kadeem? Are you into I don't know.
Wait, did
Oh,
you
Lord.
just say?
Disclaimer.
I'm not against it. I'm not totally against it.
So we all have a past, right? I'm just gonna say that. I don't. Okay, so we go about transparency.
Yes.
I have dipped in it a little bit. I'm gonna say a bit, and so it wasn't that I was insecure. I'm not gonna say everything that happened, but I was curious. I'm gonna say that.
Yes.
But some people are, I would say, definitely insecure. Shalana waving, you know what? So I would say that it's not. Sometimes it is insecurities, but some people, some people that's their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Would I do it today? No. Have I done it? There's another story.
Did you enjoy it?
Another disclaimer. That's your answer, Shafan.
But I would say this. To each, I wouldn't say to each his own, because I do believe when we say it to each his own, we kind of leaving out, we all a community. But I would say that everybody has their own way of doing things in their own lifestyle. Today, that's not my lifestyle. I'm more into church and everything. But to be honest with you, I have dipped in that world. Not to say it was all the time, but I tried some things. And did I enjoy it? I absolutely enjoyed it.
So I have another question to throw this out before. So do you think it's a double standard with, like, what if, can females say, I want to bring another guy into the bedroom?
Yes.
I think the guy would take that as offensive versus him saying, can I bring another female?
I believe some guys, and I know I want to hear Kim's answer to this too. Yes. I believe that again, it's all about preference. It's all about if you're secure in the relationship. But again, some couples, they try different things. Some couples are, some couples it'd be two men and a woman, or who knows? It's different ways. But I do believe it's more not acceptable when a woman asks for another man to, you know, to come into it.
Serious K.
Well, me, I have not dabbed in it. I haven't been asked to do it. I mean, I don't know. I'm enough. Yeah. Anyway, well, no, but we said I am very, very selfish.
Oh yes,
you know,
honey.
when I'm in a relationship, and I am definitely selfish with my husband. I am not going to share him with anybody. So I don't think he would even ask me that question, even if the thought came to his mind. He's not going to ask me because he know how I am. Because I'll tell.
Yes.
He already know. I'm like, boy, this is mine. Okay, this don't belong to nobody else but me. Ain't nobody getting under this. But when it comes to T.I. and Tiny, you know, that's their lifestyle, that's their business, that's what they like to do. But that one lady that brought all this stuff up, I think the thing is that I think she rallied up these girls. And I think because she was jealous because they let her go, they didn't want to do it with her no more. You know, they kicked out of the bed, they got some more folks, and she got jealous. And it's like, okay, so I'm gonna get y'all back. I think that's what it was about.
Wait. Did you just say she got jealous?
She wasn't good. She probably wasn't good. I don't know.
Have you seen her?
She rallied the girls up.
I saw her, but
I mean, you know, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this on up. But I just want to say, have y'all seen her?
I haven't. No.
Yeah. So this show is about transparency, and I'm just gonna say that you're right. That everybody, what goes on in your bedroom is between you and your, you know, significant other, not between you and the world. So what goes on, and that is certainly a preference. As far as, you know, if you want to bring in other, you know, men or women in the bedroom, and to address your question as far as is it a double standard? if the man asks for another woman, and then women think about if you know, we want, you know, think about two men dealing with you, two women dealing with your man. It's just the absolutely hell no with me. It's just no way to think about that. No, because that's a very sacred thing for me personally, and I mean, it's ecstasy for me. So I don't need that one person gives me ecstasy. I don't need no cuckoo, and I don't need an additional wee giving me ecstasy.
But you know, Shalonda, before you move on, I just want to read two comments from the audience.
Sure.
So it says, it's Rasheen Kennedy said, it's 2021, nothing wrong with a little swinging. And Roderick Morris says, in the era of the Me Too movement, T.I. and Tiny should have stopped this sexual behavior due to their star power and fame.
Oh,
that's a good point.
Very good statement.
By the way, that's my gay dad.
Oh,
okay. Hey, Dad.
Wow.
Hi.
Hi, Dad. Wow. And you know, it's very, it's very interesting because, and it's another topic, I know we're going to move on, but it's interesting to know when you think about married couples. So say, for instance, me, I would not get involved as a married woman in engaging with sexual activities with other people. Now, you know, because I was single at the time, and I was, you know, as I was in my 20s, you know, it was different. But it goes to show, you know, at what age, your lifestyle, your spirituality, all that comes into play when you think about people that's in the world of swinging. So,
yeah, that's true. And definitely, I just wanted to mention on that Me Too movement, especially with everything that's going on. And, you know, my thing is this. Whenever a deal goes wrong, to me, I think that something went wrong as far as like some type of agreement that they had, and now they want to bring it out and say, oh, it was sex trafficking, oh, it was this and that, allegedly. I just think that, you know what you're getting into when you're dealing with people of power and status, you know. It's never longevity in that. So, I mean, it's very rare. And if there's longevity in it, check me if I'm wrong, but if there's longevity in it, marriage, and they are solid in their marriage, and you know that it is what it is. So you already know what you're gonna get. So moving on. And speaking of swingers, This is going to be a very, very interesting topic because this is going to be a very broad topic. And I want to start off with the Senate of Florida. You remember this Senator Andrew Gillum? And
Yes.
and about he came out and he confessed, when he was caught up in the ordeal, and he came out and he confessed his sexuality, and everyone thought that he was gay, and he came out and corrected the world, let everybody know, no, I am not gay. I am bisexual. So if you knew or if you did not know, Mr. Andrew is married. So we're going to start off with talking about that as far as being married and being bisexual, meaning that you're married to that opposite sex. So you're married to that man or to that woman, but you're bisexual. So meaning that, if you're the female, you like other cuckoos, and if you're the male, you like other wee-wees too. So so you may not necessarily bring the additional woo-woo or cuckoo in the wee-wee or cuckoo in the bedroom, but you may go on your own terms of time and as he was called, and do your thing. So the topics was dealing with being a single person, and you can be gay, you can be straight, and playing it safe, because I would like to know, how you feel as far as when it comes to the safety in that, because if you're bi, you're messing with both, you're bi, so you like them both. So you're messing with both. So I want us to really delve off into this topic, Dakobe and Shafi, and I want y'all to really talk to us about, how often is that, because it brings up even more topics as far as the DL. Because the DL, a lot of men that are on the down low, they may be dating a female because it's on the down low. So they don't want you to know. And then I hear a lot of celebrities rappers, for instance, are on the DL. And so they have this beautiful shoulder piece or arm piece, but yet they like the same. So y'all tell me about that, Dakobe. Enlighten us.
Well, first and foremost, let me start by saying this: the senator was gay all his life. Okay, we're not going to sit here. We're not. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. We're not going to sit here and take tea for the fever, right?
So he's not bisexual.
That man was gay. Okay, but
not
what
bisexual.
She understood that by being the wife of a senator comes a certain prestige, and there are certain privileges and perks that comes along with that. And so money tends to make people overlook the writings on the wall. Okay. I think he would have not come out had the picture not been broadcasted on black media, where he was in a room with a bunch of men and his drug of choice was crystal meth. And unfortunately, when he passed out, and he was laying on his stomach with his legs parted at 4 and 7, the paraphernalia was put towards his rectum. Had that picture not been put out for the world to see, he would have not made any declaration. But the wife knew. But in respect to the question of playing it safe, let me just say this.
Okay.
I find that when I'm in the company of other men, or I'm walking about in life and I'm passing a guy and they're able to spook my tea, I don't get no fever. When it comes to the females, particularly women of color, they feel a certain way when I'm pumping down the street, almost as if they lost one. But the real tea is, you don't need to check me. You need to check your man. Because the reality is that in the gay community, the LGBT community, particularly MSM, we know how to pick up a man without even saying a word. It's all about the eye movement, and it's all about a certain hand gesture that we do. We know how to pick it up. And a bisexual male has a certain scent that only someone who gets down can ascertain.
That's it.
They got
wow.
So, you need to tell us these gestures.
I gotta take notes on this.
You know what? We all gotta take notes.
But then the trauma also is really pervasive within the LGBTQ community, because when I tell someone that I identify as bisexual, from the community, I am faced with, oh, you're confused. Oh, what the hell? So then you really don't belong. No, it's like, hold up. I know what I like. I know what I'm featuring. Or are you mad that I'm just not featuring you at that particular moment? So, it goes both ways, man. Like I say, to each his own, but that man was gay. He was just gay straight up. I know a bi man when I see a bi man. He's just Christmas gay. Christmas.
Okay. Shafine?
Love it.
So I can't speak much about him, but in regards to the topic, in regards to DL it's a really complicated topic because, I mean, well, first and foremost, there's no reason to lie or be dishonest to your partner. If you're dating a female, you shouldn't be stepping out with a female or a male. You shouldn't be stepping out, period. But if you like both sex, kind of how do you find yourself in a position where you're comfortable if you really want to live the quote unquote normal life? You want a family, you want a kid, you want a wife, but you like you like both sex, so you can never be fully satisfied with your wife. So I think, and I didn't think there was women out in the world like this, but I would say from my personal experience, so I'm a bisexual guy. And I met a female before, and she was actually a bisexual female as well. And she was actually open to, she was a freak. She was open to, and she threw me off guard. Like, she surprised me. Like, she was like, oh, well, like we was hanging out one time. She's attracted to, this is a little bit. All right, she's attracted to
give tea.
This is our Heartline Voice show. Come on with it.
Yeah, so she's attracted to a guy at a bar, and she was like, "Oh well, do you want to have a threesome? I'll bring him back, and we can have, And I didn't think there's girls out there like that, but there is. So I think you just have to find a female is equally a freak like you are. I don't know if I want to say the word freak, but if you like both sex, your sexuality is a little bit more open than a normal person. Whatever normal may mean to you. So I think that would be the key. I don't think you should get a straight woman who's thinking it's just you and her, and then step out, whether you step out with a girl or a guy. Just being dishonest, like I said, is never the key. And that's my take on it. And a lot of guys are deal because they're uncomfortable coming out the closet because of the discrimination that they get, the bullying, the bashing, and it's sad. It affects everyone. It affects them. They're affected emotionally. Their partners, if their wife is affected emotionally, physically, they're putting their health at risk. So it's definitely a situation that needs to be attacked really deeply.
Yeah,
a lot of people are at risk in many different ways. So
do you guys think that if they are okay, so your stance on it, if you are bisexual and you're married, your partner should know? Like,
definitely.
I saw one of the comments from one of the audience members. You should tell your partner, be it the husband or the wife, let them know. So with them not being, I guess I want to ask, do you feel that the safety measure, is it at a higher risk as far as if they're bi and they're out there just hitting it and quitting it and coming home?
Yes, of course.
How do you feel about that as far as safety measure and then first of all to even find out if your spouse is okay with it? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Kaneen, you watched the interview, and then you watched the Tamron Hall interview, and I think she was aware. Wasn't she aware of the wife?
You said Kat Hall?
So Tamron Hall, she had interviewed. Yeah, she had interviewed, and I was watching the interview. So one of the questions she brought up to the wife was she aware of it, and did she feel that she had insecurities because of accepting that her husband is in his lifestyle? And she kind of addressed it a bit. I mean, she said she was aware of it. She didn't really have. I think she brought up some insecurities, but she made it seem like she is secure in herself. But just watching her movement on the show, it didn't seem like she was so secure. It's like, as the Kobe said, as the Kobe said, power, power in the office comes with a certain look. And because of that, she had to, you know, she wanted that, in my opinion, I agree with Jacoby. She wanted to be next to him. She, you know, for whatever reason, she loved him, but she also knew the lifestyle. And you never know. Maybe they made it, maybe they had a secret bet. Like, if you choose to walk with me and you know my lifestyle, I will take care of you. So I mean, who knows? But it just goes to show that, and to what Shaw Fine said, it's not just even with the men, but even some women are afraid to be open and honest about, you know, so a lot of women are more open with it, but even for women, they are they're afraid to be upfront and honest about being curious or maybe even being bisexual. So it's not just the men, it's also the women, and it's just a serious topic that needs to be brought to the forefront. And I would say, you know, it's just all about what you identify yourself with. And you know, I can say that I come from a certain lifestyle. I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna get into it, but you know, it's a testimony for me. And even some of the things that I had to, you know, that I went through, and then some things that I was uncomfortable with. But I had to go through a whole confession thing, you know. So it's a whole topic around it. But I can say that if you secure in who you are and you know what you want out of life and you know God first and foremost, that's the most important.
Absolutely.
I like that. Yes.
Serious K, what do you think?
Let me say, sorry,
Okay,
to touch base on that. Let me back up to the to the term DL, because again, this is a teachable moment. We no longer, and of course you know, the ladies would not know this. We no longer use the term DL. We say non-declaring, right? But for all intents and purposes, we're going to stick with DL. Let me tell you something about these DL men. Listen, I totally agree, because the Bible does say that when you leave your cleave to your, and you're supposed to make her aware of, or that nothing comes back to bite her, right? But it is, honesty is not that's appreciated and or fostered in the African American community. Because let's just be honest. If I'm trying to be content with myself and say, hey, I you know, I'm digging you, but listen, I got to be honest. You know, I also like guys. The likelihood of her being receptive to that is very slim to none. If anything, you're gonna be shamed in a public forum. You're gonna be told that you're less than a man. You know, you're gonna be smeared all over. Nowadays, the current children, they utilize social media. A woman who recently, unfortunately, lost her life as a result of trying to expose someone who happened to, you know, as we say in the life, get down, and they killed her as a result of that, right? So, and I'm not condoning that, but I am saying that there is a big fear, because there has been this conceived notion of what a black man.
It's like he's breaking up.
Yeah.
But we didn't get Serious K take on it.
Yeah. Let us know what you think.
Well, I just wanted to say that, you know, if you're bisexual or whatever you're, oh, he's still talking.
He's just coming in.
It's like coming in and out.
You're making a good point, Jacoby, but you're coming in and out. So go ahead, Serious K. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, you know, it's all about being secure, what your preference is or your sexual orientation. If he was on the down low, or I mean, if he was bisexual, then he should have stated that to his wife from the beginning, like y'all said earlier. I believe that whatever you choose to do in your life or your lifestyle, you should be secure with that and okay with that, and secure enough to be transparent with your partner and say, hey, this is who I am and this is what I like. And if they don't like it, and then that means that person is not for you, let them move on. But don't make that choice for them. Let them make the choice. See, that's what I don't like, when people make the choice for you. I'm not going to tell her because I want her, and this is what she's going to deal with, and because I want her. That's selfish and it's insecure, in my opinion.
I have a question for you ladies.
Go ahead, Shafa.
If a guy opened up, you know, you meet a guy, he said, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm bisexual, but I'm really attracted to you, and I no longer mess around with men. I want to move forward with you. Are y'all strong enough to handle that? Like, would a female be strong enough to handle that?
Well, it just depends on that female. You know, we can't speak for all.
No, you're
females.
right. It depends on the female.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on your experience.
My answer would be
Right.
no. So, but you know, Kane's answer may be different. I don't
Okay,
know.
But I
We
also,
make it, wait, y'all, we
Okay,
make
look, y'all,
Janine
look,
the freak
look.
of the week.
Right?
but I
Okay,
also
look,
think
y'all,
that a woman knows.
Listen,
We have to
I'm
really
a,
wrap up.
listen.
We have
We
to really
all
wrap
come with the
this topic. Go
past.
ahead.
I'm a transformed person, but to
Right.
that point, Shafine, I have met someone years ago. It seems like I have every experience right to say, but I have met someone years ago, and you know, we used to hang out, and I had an interest in him. He had an interest in me. I didn't know that he was in that lifestyle. I kind of figured he was. We used to work together, so we used to hang out a lot. And he did. Eventually, he told me that he was in that lifestyle. And right after he told me he was in that lifestyle, he kissed me. I kissed him back. But you know, to the fact that he wanted to have sex, I did not have sex with him because he was bisexual. So, but I continued being his friend. We hung out.
And that's why
we
people
hung out.
BDL.
Right. So, so you know, we hung out a lot, and you know, I did have an interest in him, but because of his lifestyle, and not to say so much that he was bisexual, but I experienced some. No, sorry, I didn't experience it, but I saw what he was into. Like I saw you know, I hung out with him sometimes, so I saw what he was involved with, and because of that, I said I couldn't do it. It was graphic.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. We really have to move on from this topic, but that is a very good topic. And remember, keep in mind, fam, that an audience, this show is the heart, mind, and voice. So we're all about healing the heart, renewing the mind. So right now, our minds are getting renewed and being
Yes.
free. We want one thing. If you don't get anything else out of each of these topics, out of this show tonight, is to be free with who you are. And do not be pressured. And I know it takes time. Sometimes, you know, that confidence level, it takes time to nurture that confidence level. But, you know, best believe if you begin to walk on that path of just being confident in who you are, no matter who you like, what you like, be free within yourself, because that freedom will allow you to choose and make the best decisions possible for your life.
Yes.
So whatever they are, I did not write your plan for your life. He did.
Mhm.
I did not. So whatever you choose, be free with it. Be confident in it. And moving on to the next topic. Dakota, you look like you're back and you're good to go.
Yes.
We
Okay, good.
see and we hear you. So
Okay.
I want to move on to another really good, another serious topic. And this is talking about, and I want to kind of, I mean, it can definitely include all of us, you know, that are bisexual, that are not heterosexual, that are gay. It includes everyone, but I really want to focus on the LGBTQ community when it comes to mental health challenges and bullying. And I want to focus on one particular topic in particular, and this is dealing with the cancel culture. So we know that the millennials, they're the one that came up with the cancel culture. I mean, if you say, and that is one thing that is causing a lot of people not being free in their freedom of speech, free in who they choose to love. You know, despite if Ricky choose to love Michael, it's a problem, you know, and it's like, you know, and it's, you know, and we have this new community that's no longer downloadable. What did you call it, Jacoby? What did you call it?
Non-declaring.
Non-declaring. So, you know, we have that because people can't be free in the way that they live, but there's so much bullying that's going on. And so I was listening to one particular blog, and they talked about how do we believe as a society that the cancel culture came from the church. And so when I think of cancel culture, I think of bullying. And I also think of that could spring up a lot of mental health issues and mental health challenges. And especially when you're trying to say, or when you're insinuating, or when you're putting it out there, did it start with the church? Because the church is a place of what? Healing.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not a place of healing, what is it a place of hurting? And so
Right.
you guys tell me, starting with you, Shafai, tell me how do you feel about people saying that the cancel culture originated from the church?
That the cancel culture in regards to like canceling artists, is that what you're
Canceling people, like if you say, for instance, if you're a celebrity and in the let's say in the sports, in the athletes, especially with them, if they come out and say they're, if you're a football player and you know part of the NFL and they come out and say they're gay, and I think this has happened, say that they're gay, and then all of a sudden that they can almost lose their contract. I mean, people just cancel them out because they're big, burly, and you know they play football, but because they like Ricky or Ronnie or Mike, you know, they're now, you know, canceled out. So that is a form of bullying.
Yeah.
But I was listening to the blog and I've heard them say, they asked the question, do you believe that it started from the church? So they was trying to put up this theory that it came from the church.
Oh, yeah.
So I want you to tell me, what do you think about that?
I'm not sure about that. So this is new to me, honestly. I do think it's a form of bullying, to say the least.
Definitely.
In regards to the cancel culture, I do know that in regards to like people saying things they shouldn't say, like artists, music artists, they're automatically like cancel or blackballed from the industry, from the music world.
Yeah.
So that's where I was familiar with it, with the term. And I do, and it did stop people with their freedom of speech, but I think it's very necessary because you shouldn't be publicly bullying or publicly, you know, degrading a person because of their sexuality or using, you know, nasty terms, you know.
Yeah.
But in regards to the church, that's something I have to think about. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jacoby.
No, it absolutely started from the church. Listen.
Did it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, it's tried and true. Like for instance, let's just bring it back to LGBTQ. When most people go to church for two reasons and two reasons only, if we're being honest. To hear the choir sing and to see what the choir director has on. Right? And 9 times out of 10, your choir director is the best dressed, the most flamboyant, and you know that he's gay. But even though you don't subscribe to his being, because it benefits you and it's drawing people into the pews, you tolerate it, right?
Yes.
You don't celebrate the person, you tolerate them because now your tithe basket has flowed over, right? But the moment that you go against the doctrine and the discipline coming out of a Baptist church, it is very disciplined. Like, I would never tell anyone, you know, my orientation because then I know what will come after that. And not that it makes it right, but I think also in the cancel culture, I think that we put too much out there. Yeah. And so we put ourselves in the line for people, not condoning bullying. But I feel like if you don't put things, people can only do what you allow to do. See, I'm from the eras of the 80s and the 90s where you had to wonder about people. We put too much on the forefront. And then we become we partake this victimology type persona. If you don't want, like for instance, I won't tell you something that I wouldn't care that got out.
Right.
So if you put it out there, you also have to bear in mind that there are some consequences as a result of that. In terms of censorship, that has been going on. I wouldn't even say that the church, in terms of freedom of speech, I think the church has suppressed people in freedom of being and person. But in terms of freedom of speech, I think that has become a bit more pervasive within the last 4 years of having the orange peel in that house. You know, he made it okay for a certain to say things that they know they shouldn't be saying. You know, so that's where I'm at with it. But we are all responsible for what we put out there.
Yeah.
Much like Kardashian girls. When
oh my goodness.
Sorry. Oh, when the young Kardashian girl put out
Yeah.
when the young Kardashian girl, I forget her name, she posted a picture of her daughter wearing like a $2,000 or $4,000 book bag first day to school, but we're all here in a pandemic. But then she got mad because people were mom shaming her. You put it out there, so
Yeah.
deal with the consequences. Let's stop being victims and let's be grown about it.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
Well, this is a good topic, right? Because, the Bible talks about judge not unless ye be judged. And when you think about it, like the Bible, and to me, religion is full of cliques, and they have boundaries that restrict you from being who you are and free to worship Christ as you are to worship him. So when you think about it, it's like, back in the days with the Pharisees, they was all cliques, and they put judgment, they put judgment, they put restrictions on people. And then that's like the church nowadays is like is cliques in the church. It's like, okay, if you're not in this status, if you're not straight, or if you don't have this money, or if you don't have this, it's like there are cliques in the church. And what happened is it restricts us from feeling wanted, and feeling like we belong. So to me, spirituality is more universal. To me, spirituality is love. Religion religion is all about restrictions. It's all about judgment. It's like the Pharisees, what they done back in the days. They had cliques, and they had ways to just control. I'm gonna say that to me, religion is control. Now, of course, now to me, of course, religion, like, as Christians, as Buddhists, as different religions, because they all, and those are cliques, because we all have our beliefs that we got to live by a certain type of, structure or standard. But then again, that's why I think the churches should also incorporate spirituality, because it's just universal love. And then you think about it, like even with the, when you think about Lucifer in the Bible, like he was the one who represented music. And guess what happened? It's like the musicians, the worshipers, they are, it's like because Lucifer was a musician and he was cast down. That's what they do with musicians. The musicians, the place of worship, they get restricted the most. They get ridiculed the most, and they get attacked the most. And then what happened is that they looked upon, but yet they're the ones who bring the church to a whole nother level.
Absolutely. What are your thoughts, Serious K?
Well, my thoughts are, I wanted to read Roderick Morris's comment right quick. The church should be a place of comfort and understanding, but the church is the first establishment to kick you down and will bully you and make you feel unwanted. This behavior can cause great stress and mental health issues.
Yes, absolutely.
That's just to read that and just thinking about it, to me, that's very hurtful. The people come to the church to find that love sometimes get outside of the church.
Yeah.
They want to be embraced, they want to be loved, and sometimes we're the only example of love that they may ever get or see.
Right.
And I think that's just very sad, when I think about it. I hadn't really given thought. I mean, I was just sitting here just looking, just reading his comment, and like, boy, that is sad. We have got to do better as people, especially Christian people. We're supposed to be so-called Christian people and loving people. The word says we're supposed to live peaceably amongst all men. So that means we're supposed to accept everybody. We're supposed to love everybody. You say you want to be more like Jesus, then you need to set the example. You need to show that love and embrace.
Absolutely. I totally agree with what all of us are saying, and what Roderick said. This behavior can cause great stress, mental health issues, and we know, and Kobe, I know you experience it a lot, what you do as a profession, dealing with a lot of mental health issues. And I'm sure it's coming from, the community where they've been bullied, and where they've been talked about and rejected, maybe not even bullied, but just rejected by, friends or family. And that is hard. And that weighs on a person, mentally, that weighs on a person emotionally and physically, So like you said, Kim, we really have to do better, as not just as, people, but when we put that label on us as Christians, children of God, we have to do better. And the older I get, the more liberated I get in being who I am, because you're not going to control my way of belief as far as, they do this. And I believe I said it on the show, 2 shows previously, maybe with Shot Fine, when I said that I accept and I love all. And this was lesson learned, that we have to love people regardless, because all sin and fall
Yes.
short of the glory of God. I don't care what it is. Lies. And I said this when we all talk. Liars cannot tarry in God's sight. And I know we lie every day. Come on now. we lie a lot, and I mean, if you want to go there, he talks about sowing discord, how he does, that's an abomination. We don't know what abomination is. Look it up. Hating people.
Well, I
and,
tell you this
and
much, I love
hating.
it.
You love what?
Listen. I live for when I listen. I go into the church, and I got some sick church drag. I live when I go inside a church and they start talking about let me tell you something. Them sick folk that get up there and hoot and holler. First of all, the Bible tells you everyone that says Lord is not see the kingdom, right? He knew you. You work with iniquity, right?
That's
but
what
let me tell you something about these. Let me tell you something about these these fanatics. Not as the benediction, because in church you're supposed to be quiet for that benediction. You don't leave until you get the benediction. Not as soon as they give the benediction. I can't even turn the corner. I had told my church mother one day, I was talking to her on the phone, I'm real transparent with her, and she said, well, you sure be going down in the church? I said, girl, that's where most of my dates come from. She said, oh, no. So we had an outdate. Yeah, she's one of them old starch Christians. You can't tell her nothing. So she called me one night. I was in my bed and she said, yeah, look, she said, Brother Hester. I said, yes. She said, such and such is having Holy Ghost Friday. You ready to come and get your dance on? I said, well, you know it. Let me grab my sword and shield. So I grabbed my sword and shield and we ran up the block to the church and we danced. We had a good old time. So she went downstairs to get some. She came back upstairs. She didn't press it at first, but two deacons had slid me their number. They were cute. They was cute. They were real cute. So they slid me their number. She called me about 2 hours later when I got home. She said, Brother Hester. I said, yeah. She said, ooh, you told me about them 65 Tweety Birds, and I didn't believe you. So listen. They don't press me at all. When they talk they junk, I let them talk it because I know at the end of the day, I'm going to get a DM on Facebook or they're going to hit me up on Jack'd or Grindr or they're going to hit me up on one of these little gay apps that we use. I mean, listen, a lot of if we're going to give tea, we're going to give tea, right?
Yes,
a lot of these pastors who talk all that junk, this is how you can tell if they get down. If they are sweating by their brow when they preaching on that one topic, you best believe that they don't hit Deshaun up or Little Ricky and hit them with a few dollars for them to have their legs up at 4 and 7. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. I love the conventions.
Okay.
Those conventions be where it's at.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Shafai, you look like you wanted to say something. Did you want to say something? Did you want to add to that?
No, I don't.
Like, no, I don't. Yeah, but you're absolutely right, Dakota, in everything that you're saying. A lot of stuff goes on in the church. And I agree
in the
with
church.
you. I agree when they ask that question, does it stems from the church? I think a lot of it comes from the church. I don't know if I can't go out on the limb and say it'll stem directly from the church, like it originated directly from the church, but definitely they played a huge role in it. And so we definitely gotta do better. We gotta do better as a people. We gotta do better.
Yeah.
And those that are rebels in Christ gotta stand out. You gotta go against the grain. You can ask Queen A, I go against the grain. If something is right, I'm gonna tell it, and I can be the only one that's standing on the edge.
Let everybody alone.
So moving on, let's move on to our next topic. I definitely want to mention, audience, stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. we do have a giveaway at the end of the show. So I'm sure you want to be one of those lucky subscribers. So definitely stay tuned. Go to our YouTube page. Like it if you're watching us from the YouTube page. Like, share, and subscribe. So moving on to another. Get ready, Shafine and Dick Hole.
Okay, here we go.
What are we going? What are we
Right
talking
now.
about?
So this topic is talking about being secure with your lifestyle. Again, we are staying on the topic of LGBTQ
It's cool, we get it.
And then they added letters. Then they added some more letters.
Yes,
I don't
God.
know all of this.
They
I'm like,
did.
what?
I'm just gonna keep
Yes.
going. Hey,
Too much
we're
going
staying
on.
in the gay community.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
and we're going to talk about being secure with yourself, being secure with that type of lifestyle. And because you are secure, are your friends secure? You know, what type of feedback do you get from your friends and from your family? So what, you know, every time I say that, I hear that song, what about your friends? Okay. You know, so I want to hear from you two guys. Tell me, you know, I don't know if you guys have been gay all your life, or if you decide, okay, I'm gonna choose to become, you know, I'm gonna choose to. Well, for Shafine,
Bisexual.
bisexual. I'm sorry, and for I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, have you been like that all your life, or
I put
was
my
it just
business
a
out there.
decision? Was
Okay.
it a decision that you made? Did you share it with your friends and your family? And what was their reaction, or what were their reactions? Did you lose friends? Did you gain more? I mean, tell me about it. We want to know.
I would say, so in regards to security, that for me, and I think for a lot of guys, it comes as you become older, become confident in yourself, and you grow into yourself. Growing up, I was very insecure. I had a lot of fights. I didn't like to be around people. I stayed to myself. So it's a very tough having the feelings that I have, and being that my peers acknowledge those feelings at times. And you know, it was rough. It was really rough. The Black community is really harsh on people that likes the same sex, on gay men. If you're a little different, you know, you know, you have to basically fight your way through life to prove yourself. So I had to, and Kaniwa know, like I had so many fights growing up, just to prove my masculinity, which I did a great job proving. And people ended up accepting me for who I am, but I had to fight for it, which is sad. Yeah, so I'm, you know, and I think for feminine guys it's even harder. I'm thank God. I mean, I wouldn't say thank God because but I happen to be a masculine guy, you know, Kobe. So I don't have to deal with it as much because people see me as a man first. They don't see my sexuality. If I was feminine, I couldn't say the same thing because I think feminine guys go through a lot of struggles. And that's what I would say. It's definitely hard, but my friends accepted me. I have a very open family, you know. So actually coming out and bringing my family into my lifestyle, into my word per se, you know, they're free spirits, so everybody kind of love it. They all accepted it, but definitely was a struggle along the way. My path wasn't easy.
Gotcha. Totally understand. We're getting close to our time, so we want to keep the comments like 2 minutes, guys. So definitely, Jacoby, let us hear what you have to say, and just be mindful that we're getting close to the end of our show, and we just want to make sure we include everything before we end. So what are your thoughts on security?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We hear you.
Okay. And no slight to anyone who's had any difficulties. I cannot recall having any difficulty like that because, listen, in all things I acknowledge the Lord, right? And the Bible clearly says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever, that word whosoever is inclusive, shall not perish but have the gift of eternal life, right? And so for me, no, I never had to worry about that because someone's acceptance or approval of me was never needed nor required, right? I never had to worry about people trying to put their hands on me or physically accost me because I've always had a deep voice and I was always tall. So like,
Mhm.
yeah, it always worked in my favor.
Yeah.
2 of my cousins are on here right now, and I stayed beating ass, so I didn't have to worry
Oh.
about nothing.
Kobe is very tall, by the way. He's
I
like
just beat
7
ass,
feet
but it was
tall.
fun to do.
What?
He's
Oh
very
my
tall.
God.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
wow.
7'1".
So
Yeah,
everybody-
I'm
Oh,
7'1".
wow.
Oh, so you step on a person.
Yeah.
That's why. Like, I ain't saying nothing.
And,
Okay.
I just want to read a comment really
Yeah.
quick. Yolanda Garrett said the Black community is very judgmental. And then she also said, being Black and a lesbian, my friends and family have always been accepting. So that's a very great thing because, and I think it goes to show, like, you know, for some people coming out is if you're secure in, you know, in yourself. Like some people may be ashamed of coming out. Like Kobe, you seem like, you know, you wasn't so ashamed. You were secure in it. People knew, like, okay, I'm not saying nothing. He know what he wants. He know what he is. So I think it's just a matter of, you know, if you comfortable with it yourself. Some people may not be as comfortable until they accept the fact that that's who they are. So, you know, it's just very interesting.
yeah.
Mm.
Mhm. Serious K, did you have something to add?
No, I'm just proud of them for being secure in who they are.
I
And
know
say, if
that's
you don't
right.
like me, if you don't like me, go on about your business. So I love it.
You know, years ago, I would not have had this conversation on a show like this, like just openly talking about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't have, no.
Oh wow.
So it shows me how long I came, you know.
Yeah.
You have grown a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what this show is all about. That's what we want you to feel. That's what we want people to do, to grow, evolve. That's
the
living.
truth. You're their truth. Yes.
You don't just want to be alive. You want to be living. So it has been a great show tonight. We've had some, I mean, punch hitters when it comes to topics, and some real topics that, you know, need to be delved in. We only have a limited space and a limited time, so we can only get so much in. But very good topics. So glad to have you guys on the show. I mean, a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
A lot of knowledge, and we definitely thank you guys for that, and definitely want you guys to return to us soon. So don't be strangers. Definitely tune in. So now we're going to move forward to our giveaway. So this is how we're going to do our giveaway, audience. And I don't think I explained this in the beginning. This is what y'all gonna do. I want you guys to type in a number. I have written down a number on my paper. Wait. Okay. Well, y'all can't see. But anyway, I put a number down on this piece of paper. I want you guys to type in the chat and let me know what number you think that I've guessed.
What's
And
the range?
The range would be from 1
Yeah.
to 20. So from number 1 all the way to 20. So what number do you think that I have written down on this piece of paper? And you will be the lucky winner. Okay,
Roderick said 5.
While they're putting the numbers down, we're going to go ahead and let Shafan. He has a very special poem that he has written for us. So we want him to go ahead and recite it, and we're going to listen.
Alrighty, so I prepared a Valentine's Day poem, you know. It's called Different Shades of Love. So I just wrote it. It's freshly written. So just bear with me. All right. So they say love should be like a fairy tale, and I should be swept off my feet. But instead, I have tears in my eyes, and I cannot sleep. It's love is a calm night under a summer breeze, with the moonlight above, and the ocean current at my feet, warm and inviting, with light kisses on my cheek. Hold me tight as I melt in your arms, like a candle left overnight. But here I am instead, barefooted and scared. Thunder and lightning in the air, my makeup is smeared. My hair's messed up, and I ask how you dare. Leave me alone, cold and in despair. I broke my favorite glass, anger is near. Then you showed up late, but with a flower and a red beer. Your smile, I stare at it confused. Where have you been? Your story convincing enough to calm me down, to calm down my fear. Just hold me and don't let go, because I need you here. I need you here. All right, and that's that.
Oh,
That
I don't know
was
if
you
y'all,
done got all sappy with it.
very beautiful and
Got
poetic.
sappy
I
on me.
absolutely
I
love
tried to
it.
work my way through it because I just wrote it. I don't know if I said it the way I actually said it when I was reading.
No, it was
first
really
person it.
good.
Yeah. So we're gonna
Good.
wait on that poetry book coming from you, Shafan.
Yeah.
So you have your cousin Queen A. She can definitely help you with that. So we're going to move on to our giveaway, and I'm seeing some lucky numbers in the chat. However, I don't see the number that I actually wrote down. However, whoever's the closest, that's who's going to be the winner. So I see 11, 14, 12, and I don't see the other. I think it was two more. Do you guys see it?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Yolanda.
I see 11, 12, 14, and 5.
Yes.
Okay. So the number I wrote down was 7.
Oh, I was gonna say 6.
So who said 5?
Roderick. Roderick
Roderick
Morris.
said 5.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
Congratulations,
Marcia?
Roderick.
Yeah! That's my dad.
So what you have to do,
All right, Dad.
Roderick Morris, we're going to put our email in the chat, heartmindvoiceshow@gmail.com. Email us your information meaning your name and your phone number and your cash app. So
Yeah.
email us your name, number, and cash app. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Send us that email, heartmindvoiceshow@gmail.com. And congratulations! Okay, did I miss anything, ladies? Have I missed anything? No, I haven't missed
think
anything.
that's it.
So again,
Just a happy Valentine's. That's it.
Happy Valentine's, everybody.
Valentine's.
Hope you guys have a very lovely, lovely weekend, and it's tomorrow. So all you swingers, get your swing on. All you one wee wees and one cuckoos, get it on and whatever.
Yes. Yes. It's my kind of party.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
All right.
We love you. This is a Heart, Mind, and Voice show. We will see you guys next week. And right now, we are out. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye-bye.
Roderick, call me.
Goodbye.
Bye.